This is the time in our service where we share the lesson. My son Felix, our youngest, is in the 4th grade. This is probably the last year that he'll get children's books as part of the curriculum. So he's starting with chapter books, of course, but the teacher will often use shorter books to teach a lesson. And children's literature is something that fascinates me when it's done well, because children's literature will present something to the child, the reader, in a way that doesn't say it precisely or specifically, but through imagery, and the way things are said, and the ideas and the inferences allow that child to step back and imagine, what am I learning right here? And it is collaborative growth, because it's not somebody saying, here's the book, here's what we need you to learn. Now, some fables will do that. You get the moral right at the end. That's lovely. But the good stuff is when you get to figure out that moral yourself. I imagine God is like that for us. There are some times when the message from God is so obvious, knocks you on your fanny. But most of the time, you get the chance to discern what the lesson in the message is. I wanted to share a book with you that I heard my son reading for class. And this is by Olympic medalist and social justice activist Ibtihaj Muhammad and S.K. Ali. This is about 2 Muslim sisters on the first day of school. One of them, it's the first day of kindergarten. The older sister, it's the first day of 6th grade, which is the first day she's wearing her hijab. Imagine this story, step back, step out. Imagine it's like a movie as you hear it. Mama holds out the pink. Mama loves pink, and I know why. But behind the counter is the brightest blue, the color of the ocean, if you squint your eyes and pretend there's no line between the water and the sky. It's the first day of hijab. Asaya knows it, I know it, we're sisters. The next day, I wait. A new backpack, new light-up shoes. I feel special. I like twirling. Asaya comes out of the house and I stop. It's the most beautiful first day of school ever. I'm walking with a princess. So I pretend I'm one too. But even princesses have to stop to cross the street. Asaya takes my hand in hers, says, "Come on, Faisha, we speed walk it." Asaya takes me to my line first, hugs me goodbye. I turn to watch her leave, give a little curtsy to the princess going to the 6th grade area. She's easy to see. Her hijab smiles at me the whole way. My first day hijab is going to be blue, too. "What's that on your sister's head?" the girl in front of me whispers. "A scarf," I whisper back. I don't know why a whisper came out. I try again, louder now. "A scarf, hijab." "Oh," she whispers. Asaya's hijab isn't a whisper. Asaya's hijab is like the sky on a sunny day. The sky isn't a whisper. It's always there, special and regular. The first day of wearing hijab is important, Mama said. It means being strong. I turn, but I can't see the blue anymore. I run to the big kid's side, 27 steps to see Asaya. I need to give her another hug. I need to see her smile. "Aisha?" Asaya's eyes wonder why I'm here. "Are you excited?" I ask. "About the first day of hijab?" She nods, smiling big, and I feel better. Someone laughs from nearby, pointing at Asaya. Why? Asaya's hijab isn't a laugh. Asaya's hijab is like the ocean waving to the sky. It's always there, strong and friendly. "Some people won't understand your hijab," Mama had said, "but if you understand who you are, one day they will too. In class, I draw a picture, 2 princesses in hijab having a picnic on an island where the ocean meets the sky. The girl who whispered in my line says she likes it. She says it so loud the teacher comes over to see it. I wonder if Isaiah drew a picture too. Recess time is 5 cartwheels in a row, and I land the last one near the 6th graders, near Isaiah and her friends. Nearby, a boy yelling, "I'm going to pull that tablecloth off your head." Isaiah's hijab isn't a tablecloth. Isaiah's hijab is blue, only blue. Isaiah turns away. Her friends turn away. They race to the middle of the schoolyard, their shoes pounding the pavement playing tag. Mama, don't carry around hurtful words that others say. Drop them. They are not yours to keep. They belong only to those who said them. It takes me 48 steps to get away from the yelling boy. After school, I look around. I look for whispers, laughs, and shouts. But I only see Isaiah waiting for me like it's a regular day. She's smiling, strong. We cross the road hand in hand. I can't wait to get home to show Mama the picture I drew, to show Isaiah that I'm wearing the same hijab in it. Because Isaiah's hijab is like the ocean and the sky, no line between them, saying hello with a loud wave, saying, I'll always be here like sisters, like me and Isaiah. Hopping around the internet for inspiration, as I'm sure many minister-type people do, I found something that is author unknown, but it's the 7 rules of life. First one, let it go. Make peace with your past. Isaiah in the story only knows her life. She's 5 or 6 going to kindergarten. She knows only her past. And yet, as she carries us through this story, we get to feel the past that's inferred through the bullying, through the unknown whispering, what is that, on your sister's head. And we forget sometimes that all of us carry known and unknown. We know our life when we pay attention to it, but we're also energetically and spiritually carrying things for our ancestors. They carry them too, from where they are. And being at one with who you are is hard work. What is this line? I am comfortable with the person I see in the mirror as I begin my day. Well, that for me is on a day-by-day basis. Can be hard. And yet so good. And when you notice things that are coming up, that are maybe starting to become a limiting belief or in the way of your life, what would happen if you released them? I love you. I don't need you right now. Release. Releasing something emotional can be hard because it's woven into us in many different ways. So sometimes we actually need something to see the release. Maybe you take a few moments to write down what's poking at you. You fold it up. What if you put it in the mailbox? What if you went outside and you lit it on fire? And you saw the smoke go up above you as if God is saying, I'll take that for you, baby. Release. Maybe it's singing really loud in your house, so all of those things that are woven into you, into your spirit and your organs, get to dislodge and come out. Release. Let it go. Rule number 2, what others think of you is none of your business. We often make it our business, don't we? Trying to please, trying to fit, trying to belong. But what if this person is right. That's none of our business. What if that's their business? I like what Mama said. This part of the story is when I thought, oh, this story is for me. When she says, don't carry around hurtful words that others say. Drop them. Release. They are not yours to keep. When someone says something to you that hurts, it feels like it belongs to you, right? It hits you right here, and there's something in you, maybe, that carries it for a while. So this is a new way to think about that. It's not yours. It came from their body, their mind, their breath, and it's not yours. Teachers, parents, grandparents, advisors will say to children, if you're being bullied, ignore them. That can work. What if we added that to how we handle people who are bullying us? And instead of ignoring them, which is great, we could ignore them plus the thought that, in my mind, I'm giving you your words back because I don't want them. Return to sender, right? Don't carry around hurtful words that others say. Drop them. They're not yours to keep. They belong only to those who said them. Rule number 3, time heals a lot, so give it time. If you lose someone, and someone says, you'll be okay after time, I'm not sure that's fair. And the thing about time is that as it passes, you are shaping and evolving and growing. So let's look at grief for a second. Your grief will always be with you. It doesn't feel good, but we want that. Because you are spirit, and you are here to experience and learn. When something doesn't feel very good, we try to put a timestamp on it. I will allow myself to feel my depression for a week. But if I don't feel better in a week, then we make a plan. But what if we didn't timestamp it? What if we just trusted divine timing and we said, here I am. And we let time travel. And as that time travels, here we are dancing in it. Because time may not be the healer, but taking time to allow yourself to be the healer is key. How do you do that? Stay present. Don't over-medicate. I'm not just talking about pills. I'm talking about those things we do that feel like they're helping, and maybe they are to an extent, but we don't have to overdo it. Time heals, so give it time. Number 4, don't compare yourself to other people. It feels like this is the time where we get to say, this is me and this is you, and I love me and I love you. We can do that. We have that power. And somebody else's chart or rubric about who they are doesn't belong to you either. You want your own. Sometimes we compare ourselves to other people because they've accomplished something that we want or we strive for. Well, that's fine. Let them be your mentor or your teacher. But you don't have to compare yourself, because sometimes when you feel less than, you're not realizing that you have something to contribute. And it is not less than, it is different. It's an extension of the conversation. It is a new idea. Don't quiet yourself. Don't compare yourself. Be bold. It's not just with other people, I would imagine. There are times that we compare who we were 5 years ago. I weighed this much. I had this job. And we compare that self to this self. And if that's true for you, maybe you could say, I loved you then, I love you now. And there is no comparison, because as time moves forward, you're evolving and you're dancing and you're growing. 5, release the need to know everything. Feels good when we have a plan, doesn't it? We are producers. We finish tasks. We are creators. There are two sides to that. You may see the flower in full bloom, but there's lots that happened before. Perhaps when you plant that seed, you are strong enough and held in love by God so much that you can say, all right, seed, I'll check on you in a little while. And you don't stay there poking around, checking on it day after day. You release the need to know everything because you know if the circumstances are right, when you go back, that flower will be blooming. You can also release the need to know everything about other people. And my wondering is, when we try to overanalyze or get in there with people, I wonder if it comes from a place of, I want to match you so I can understand. I want to match you so that I can help you. And that seems like a good place to come from. But there is no way that we can know everything about another person because their stuff is filtered with their family origin, with their past, their trauma, their joys. And again, circling back, I'm hearing Spirit say, just be you. 6, no one is in charge of your feelings. No one is in charge of your feelings. Did you know that? Probably in your brain. Have you been conditioned to react in a certain way because it seems like it's the peaceful norm? Well, no one's in charge of that for you. If you're upset about something, really it's nobody's job or place to say, don't be upset. The feelings you have are valid because they're yours. They're part of your essence. They are you. Sure, we learn how to manage our feelings in a way that doesn't hurt others, makes room, keeps room for growth. Yeah, we get it. I'm going to be bold here because I feel like somebody listening needs to hear it. I'm going to be bold here and follow what Spirit is saying to me and say, if you feel like someone in your life is controlling your feelings, you are empowered and loved to step away. And if you can't do that on your own, look to your right, look to your left, look within. Find someone who can hold your hand and help you walk. Number 7 might be my favorite. Smile. That's a rule for life, isn't it? When we smile, something magical happens. When we smile, our physical body and our spiritual body fuse together. And a lot of times in our life, we are experiencing something very human. Must pay the bills, must get gas, must get groceries. It's a very human side of things. It's okay, we chose it. And then on a Sunday, we might go to celebration service, or we might do our devotion one day, or we might meditate, and here's our spiritual body. But one of the goals is to marry that physical body and that spiritual body together as much as we can. It's easy if you allow it to be easy. It's done with a smile. Let your body be spiritual. Let your spirit be seen in the body. One of the things we teach at Unity is that each and every one of us is an outward showing of the Creator. If the Creator is the ocean, you are a drop of the ocean. You are your own drop, and yet you are part of the ocean. God who made you is you. Just like a parent gifts their child the DNA of the family, you have the DNA of God. And so how you show God to other people is amazing. And you're always doing it, even when you don't feel godly or holy. You're always showing God to other people. It's complex. We can release the need to know everything. You don't have to know how you're showing God to people. You just have to be you. Think about what facet of God you want to teach to people. What are you best at? Live into that. Lean into it. Is it your voice? Is it your smile? Is it the way you listen? Do a little soul searching today and ask yourself, all right, if I am showing God to others, what does that look like? How am I showing up? And then go further. How am I showing up, and do I like it? Is it working? Without judging yourself, look at how you're showing up, and if there's something in there that makes you cringe or feel a little bit too vulnerable, look at it a little bit. Can you talk to God about that? You can see God as beside you and within you. Both are correct. Could you go within and say in your mind, God, can you help me look at this? Can you be receptive to how God answers that, which could very well be from people around you? We are each other's mirror. So when you show up as God, sometimes it's because, darlings, you are annoying. And when you annoy someone else, it gives them a chance to say, oh, what is that in me? Why am I so annoyed right now? You are showing up as God, the teacher, in that moment. So how are you showing up? And are you good with it? Be gentle with yourself. Maybe there are no mistakes. Maybe there are only learnings. Maybe there is no positive or negative, only being. So when you smile, you are showing up. When you cry, you are showing up. When you yell, you are showing up. See if it's what you're happy with in this moment. When I imagine those two girls walking to school, one is imagining what school has been like in her mind since she was a toddler and watched her older sister go. So we have Isaiah, who's probably built up kindergarten in her own way, and here she is hopping along. That's Phasia, right? You have Phasia, the little sister. Imagining that. Then we have Isaiah, who's in 6th grade, wearing her hijab for the first day. And as she wears that hijab, she is wearing her family. She's wearing her heritage. That's an outward showing of her faith and her spirituality. Sometimes we get to be Phasia. We just show up and we dance through and we enjoy it. Sometimes we are Isaiah. We're showing up with all of our layers because that's what needs to show up in that moment. Sometimes we are both. When you smile, I wonder if you're both. I wonder if you are the child that's skipping and twirling and doing cartwheels, and you are Isaiah, who's sharing wisdom, who's remembering Mama's words, who's walking away from the bully. God, through you, is two parts. You are spirit at your core. That's wrapped around in your human part. You get to be both. In this story, God is represented by Isaiah, the strength. You are Phasia, the little girl, waiting to learn, waiting to discover. And in the next moment, it gets flipped around. If you want to read that book or see that book, you can go to YouTube. There are lots of people reading it, which is a really nice thing to experience, somebody reading it with their special voice and watching the pictures. It's called The Proudest Blue.